okay, this plugin adds features that I've wanted to be in the editor ever since I started using it and learned a little bit about C++ and things like edit conditions and other metadata values that influence how you can do things in variables and functions and stuff like that. I haven't gotten to functions yet, but I'm working on the variables right now. And so I finally have added it. I've added little pieces along the way, and now finally I'm doing it. And I wanted to show it off a little bit right now. Okay, I made a temp actor. It's new. It's got nothing in it. Let's go. There's nothing to see there. Okay, let's make a new variable. You'll notice on the side here we have edit condition. Edit conditions hide, inline edit condition. Might want to like condense all that a little bit in the future, but right now it's your basic stuff. It's new. It's more exposed functionality that the editor just should have. It is advanced. I should probably put it under the advanced tab, but okay, later. What I will show you what it does here. I have a my float. Cool. I'll have a float value. This is for something in the game, and then I'll have something. I'll call it use my float. Okay. Compile, save, and that's not going to do anything. What I need to do is I need to take the name of use my float, the boolean, and for one example, and I'm going to put it here in the my float, and I'm going to go to the edit condition, paste it. So now it has an edit condition. If I go to class defaults, here, okay, default at the top section, I can't edit my float now. It's all grayed out unless I check the box, because that was the condition. What happens is the edit condition gets syntactically interpreted by the editor, and it fills in the values. It also supports enums, though blueprint enums is harder because you can't use the actual variable names. You have to use the underneath name. I put in a pull request, hasn't been accepted yet. That would address that. Wait, did I? Oh, anyway. Can't remember actually if I submitted that. So my float edit condition. Could make it the opposite. We could say like when the bool is false, then use my float. Okay, let's compile, and here. Oh, now when it's true, I can't edit. When it's false, I can edit. You can do other stuff. You could use. We could have another integer. Like let's put an int in here. Int. Whatever. Bad name. So now my float can only be edited. Let's say when use my float and int equals 10. Okay. Well, I can't edit it right now. But what if I put this to 10 and check this box? Now you can edit it. It's awesome. So that's what an edit condition is. One other feature is that you can tell edit conditions, hey, I actually want to be hidden instead of grayed out when I'm not available. So if I check this box, you see it goes away. That is great. One little extra thing is that you can, and they don't always work. Okay, inline edit conditions don't always play very well with multiple values, but since the Boolean determines whether or not we can use the float, if we go to the Boolean and tell it, hey, you're actually an inline condition, and now we save this and we go out here, you'll see my float. Yeah, it didn't work. Okay, let's take out the integer check. This is an unfortunate thing, and this is why editor details panel customizations can be better when you have these very advanced situations. But okay, class defaults. Look at this. The checkbox is in line. Oh, but it's set to hide. It's set to hide when it's false. We can't get it back then. Womp womp. So don't do that. I've just changed the condition, so now it doesn't hide, so now it's just grayed out. Okay, look it. I have a little checkbox, and I can enable my float if I want to use it or not. So that's just something really basic that the plugin supports. Oh, one other thing is like slider multiple is something that you can use in C++, and now you can use it here. For instance, if you have a slider range of 0 to 1, without this slider multiple, if I hit compile, oh, I have to check the box. Now I can change my slider. I don't like all these little decimal places though. So if I go to the slider multiple and I say 0.1, does that seem like it's working? That doesn't look like it's working to me. Wait, Slider multiple? Is that the wrong one? Oh, it's slider delta. There we go. Actually, I don't remember what slider multiple is for. I might just remove it. Look at that. All right. And I could set the slider delta to be like 0.05, and now we move by 0.05. All right. That's surface level. I've already been using this in my own projects, and I love having edit conditions. So something I really wanted though is like, okay, if people get this though, the thing is I don't like C++. I've been writing it ever since 2007, and I don't like using C++ if I can avoid it. So something I've added in addition is the ability to add your own metadata editors. Okay, so for instance, let's add a new one. It's enabled. We need to give it a key. So you can use this for things that already exist in the engine that are that are metadata. If you're like, oh, this plugin doesn't support this thing that I really want, you can add it yourself, or you can add your own metadata values if you're going to use them, and then these will show up in the variable property editor. So what would a key be? I probably could have looked up ones that really exist, but we'll use fake ones for right now. A key. Wow. Brilliant name. Give it a custom display name, tooltip. Well, it doesn't matter right now. A default value. Hello. Okay. And removes if it's empty. Loud string values. Okay. Let's just use this. So I come in here. I've got my variables here, and over here I see I have a key and a value. Oh, default value didn't get entered. It's still work in progress. So I can put whatever I want in there. Hi, and then I could come back later and it'll still be there. Cool. And you know, this comes with get variable meta. I should rename it that, but property metadata. Right. So you can get property metadata also in the editor if you want. Is something else I've added here, but forget that. What else you can do here? I will add another one. I'll even give it the same key. This is also going to edit a key, but instead of being a string type, this is going to be a bool type. Okay. Come back over here. I have a key and a key. If I check the box, you'll see it's even showing you what it's actually saving. All metadata is saved as a string. Check the box, uncheck the box. False. Look at that. A key, a key. Okay. What else can we do here? We can add, oh no, not that. Let's add another thing. This one is, and they can be different things like my other key, right? And then we come out here. Doesn't show up right away. As soon as you click on a different variable, now your new stuff is here. I have my other key, editable. Okay. Let's go back to a key. Keep it simple. All these can edit the same one. Let's use a widget. So a widget, I have two example ones, a combo box and a slider. Super simple right here. So my combo box example value. It is this metadata value widget type, which comes with just a few properties right here. Edit blueprint, or editing blueprint, variable name, metadata key, metadata value, options. So what can you use with these? So here, this one is the combo box example. I just dragged in a combo box. And then here I'm telling it on construct, I want to add the metadata key and I want to add the metadata option. So these just become the two options. And then I want to select the option. And when the selection is changed, set that to be the metadata key and that will get saved. There's blueprint setters in there. So let me say a key, use the combo box. Okay, let me go here in my temp actor. I don't even have to compile. So look at, here it is. I can change it to a key. I can change it. Yeah. So when I changed it to a key, it changed the value to a key. So gibberish shows up as a combo box option. Let's go back. I don't know. There's nothing else to really see here. That's what it can do. You could have other values. You could have pre-described values. Okay, here. Let's have an example. Um, Here in the definitions, one of the extra things you can do with the widget is you can add options. So an option would be, let's call one of these options drop down options. And then this is just a string. So this could be hello, comma, goodbye, farewell, right? Now, drop down options. I'll copy that. It'll be easier here. Here in my pre-construct, I can get the options and I can do a find. Let me get the drop down options key, and this I know is a string, comma delimited, so I will split it. Split it by what? Comma. Oh, wait, there's got to be a better way to do this, right? I'm forgetting. Is there not a good way to do like a looped split in Unreal? Oh, bad moment. Bad moment. Well, what I would do is I would split it into an array based on that delimiter. That's got to be an option. I can't think of it right now. And then I could add each one of those as options to the dropdown. But right now, I will just add this whole thing as an option. There we go. Beautiful. So, and I keep going back to the temp actor to see the changes, but this applies even here. If I add a new variable here, down here, look, a key has hello, goodbye, farewell. And I can click it and I can edit it. What I can do is I can come out here. Let me change this. Font is black when it should probably be white, right? Color. Ooh, this is just your regular drop down. Maybe I should have used a different style. Button style? No. Item style? Font? Outline color? Foreground. What's that gonna look like? Well, I can just go to the graph, click the variable, and see. It's all in red. The drop down's not, whatever. That's a totally different option. I don't care. So I've got, so I can edit this in real time. I can just remove this. That was a shift delete, by the way, in case you're curious. And now I've only got the two options. Instantly updates. Okay. The other example I made was a slider. So here in the slider, I put a number up here and a slider here. Okay, simple. And here in the slider, I am grabbing from the options a min value, casting it to a float, a max value, casting it to a float. And so I'm setting the min and max of the slider. So if I go back to my project settings and I want to add a new metadata key, I will. And this one is, I'm going to stick with the same key, a key. It's a widget, and the widget is a slider. Now it doesn't have any options, so let me add those options. So one of them was min value -100, and let's add a max value 50. So now when I go here, I have this slider. Now the value is high right now, but as soon as I start sliding it, it's a number. And once I let go, it gets saved. Here we go. It's right there. If I check the box, it's now set to true. If I do the drop down, it's set to a key. If I use this, it's set to -84.19. So you'll see the max is 50 and the minimum is 100, because in my slider, I grab from the options min value, set the min value. I set the max value from the options max value, and I set the value to be whatever the metadata key float is. And then I set the text to be whatever it really is. When it's changing and sliding, I'm updating the visual. And then once it's actually, look, you let go, the capture ends, then I set the key. The reason I wait to set the key is because whenever there is a blueprint change at all, the whole panel gets refreshed. So you don't want to be like tick updating the metadata value. So that's what you can do with this. I'm really excited about this feature. So yeah, what else is there to say? It's super easy to make a new one. What is it called? Metadata, not test, value widget. Okay, metadata value. What's another thing that metadata can be spinner. I don't know. I'll just call it a test. Metadata test. All right. So we're here in the designer. Let's get a text. It can just be a text box. Ooh, I wonder how multi-line works. I'll just use a regular one. Editable text. On my pre-construct, I'll just set the text. Set text. What's the text going to be? It's going to be the metadata value. There we go. And when the value changes on text committed, because we don't want to do it the whole time you're typing because that'll refresh the whole panel. That's annoying. What it will do is it's just going to set the metadata value. Okay. Oh, a color picker. That would have been a good one. Color picker. Yeah. Okay, let me collapse some of these options. Add a new one. This one is a widget. What's the widget? It's the test. All right. And let's make sure it's for the same key. So come out here, and now what I have? Giant text box. Hello there. That's how easy it is to make a property metadata editor. Really, it probably doesn't have to be a metadata editor. You can do whatever you want once you've got this inserted. The display name can be what you choose it to be, and then you can actually edit whatever property you want. You don't have to edit the metadata. It's just made available. I thought about adding another property class that'd be easier for inserting and stuff like that into the editor details panel here. Yeah, but let's make a color picker. That's the wrong place to search for a color picker. Is that not a native thing? Let me see. Okay. Okay, I'm freestyling now. We're getting off the beaten path here. Totally untested, crash-prone territory. Color. Have you guys ever done this? So you add a property to the widget, and then you get, what is it called? Editor. What is it? There's a certain editor thing you can use. Details view, single property view. Okay, so let me get rid of the text. Add a single property view. I always like to rename them to 0. And what we will do here is on pre-construct, we will set object. And the object is ourself. And what that is going to do, I'm a little neat actually and tidy to an absolute fault. We don't need that. We don't need that anymore. So set object. Now what is going to be the property? Color. Compile. Now we have a color picker. It exposes whatever the editor the details panel editor for a variable type is. And then you can just use it. You can only use this in editor widgets. You can't use this in anything that ships that the player can use. But so now you can edit the color directly. So, and hopefully there's a on property changed. Perfect. Yep. So on property changed, property name, we already know what the property name is. It's color. Let's take color. Can't turn it into a string directly. I have dynamic wildcard. This actually totally string, but you guys don't have access to that, so that would be kind of cheap. Instead, what I should do is I should break it. But let me just test this first. And what I need to now do is I need to be able to get whatever the metadata value is, and then I need to be able to turn that into a color. So whatever color is, what is color? Yeah, I think this is the right way. Sorry, you guys don't have these things. These are my own plugins that are not stable enough to release. So dynamic wildcards maybe coming someday. Okay, there we go. That's a little neater. So no crash, no crash. All right, here we go. A key, color editor. Okay, I thought I was crashing. Interesting. Every time it changes, it refreshes the whole panel. So that's not ideal. But what's going on here? Oh yeah, wait. I was just editing the property. Wait, if I edit it here, what happens? Same thing. Interesting though, I did get it to save out to be all zeros. Yeah, okay, well, doesn't work as well as I'd hoped, but maybe if I put in, 250, it does show up in the color editor. Yeah, instead of whenever it is actually updated, property changed. I don't know. There'd have to be a better way to detect when you really want to commit. Like you haven't hit OK yet on the window, and it keeps updating. That's not what we want. But proof of concept, we have a color picker here. Did that work? Wait. Oh wait, now I'm editing color in the that got confusing. I'm editing color in the properties editor, but I really want to edit it here. That did work. For instance, sorry, this might look confusing. If I come out here and I want to edit this metadata, yeah. We're not getting there. Anyway, I'm getting completely distracted. That would have been really cool if that totally just worked, but it didn't, so too bad for us. I could have a re-triggerable delay, so it actually, ooh, the world. You need to, if you keep editing it for long enough, it won't commit. And then you wait a second and then it does commit. Well, that helps a little bit. So that's what you can do with the metadata editor. Editing Benjamin here. I said that's the metadata editor, but it's actually the extended details panel plugin. Maybe metadata editor is a better name. It was what it was called when it didn't have the details panel functionality. But now that I have that, I've called it extended details panel. Maybe it should be called extended details panel metadata editor, but that would be too long anyway. Extended details panel. I have nothing else to say. Okay. Bye. Editing me here again. Man, I had like a little bit scared for a second because I hit play on the video and I was like, I do not hear anything. Thankfully, it was just my headphones that turned off because I hadn't been using them for so long. But anyway, that was very funny. Also, you can totally make a video with this video editor app just that comes with Windows. Definitely not very professional, but it works. I remember using Windows, what's it called? Media editor player? No, well, of course, media player, but Windows Movie Maker back on Windows XP. Yeah, that was great. Record little, first digital camera that could take videos, not very long videos and super low quality, but yeah, me and my brother and sister, we made little movies with those. I'm definitely just rambling now. Anyway, I was glad to not have to download Adobe or anything to do this.